The real reason you still feel empty, Carl Jung's warning about the abandoned self. There's a kind of emptiness that doesn't show up in blood tests, doesn't make a sound, and yet it drains the soul. You wake up, you go through your day, you smile when expected, you perform, you serve, you exist. You exist. But somewhere deep inside, you feel it, a weightless ache, like something important was left behind, or was never there to begin with. Carl Jung believed that this kind of emptiness is not a flaw, but a message. It is a signal from the abandoned self, the part of you that was exiled long ago, not because it was bad, but because it was inconvenient, rejected, or misunderstood. Jung called this loss the fragmentation of the self. When we are young, we are whole, curious, emotional, alive. But as we grow, we're told which parts of us are acceptable. The rest, they get buried. The child who was too loud learned to be quiet. The one who cried easily was told to toughen up. The one who questioned everything was labeled rebellious. So we learned to perform. We wore masks. We wore masks. We traded authenticity for approval. And in doing so, we abandoned the most sacred part of ourselves, our truth. That emptiness you feel? It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's your soul calling home the pieces you left behind. Jung warned, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. We stay busy. We chase status. We fill our calendars. But silence terrifies us, because in silence, the forgotten self starts to whisper. Have you ever noticed how stillness makes you uneasy? That's not boredom. That's your truth trying to reach you. But we don't want to hear it, because it asks too much. It asks us to unlearn, to revisit wounds, to stop pretending. But until we listen, we suffer. We date people who don't see us. We work jobs that drain us. We scroll endlessly, hoping something, anything, will make us feel alive again. Jung didn't believe in fixing people. He believed in making them whole. And wholeness begins the moment you say, I'm willing to face who I really am, even the parts I've denied. This is not self-help fluff. Oh, this is deep psychological work. The abandoned self isn't some abstract idea. It's real. It lives in your body, in the tension in your chest, in the lump in your throat when someone asks, are you okay? It shows up in relationships too. You attract people who confirm your shame because deep down, that's what you think you deserve. You tolerate disrespect not because you're weak, but because you forgot your worth. And why? Because somewhere along the way, love became conditional. Be good, and you'll be loved. Be quiet, and you'll be accepted. Be perfect, and you'll be safe. So you obeyed. You edited yourself. You survived. But survival isn't living. And Jung's work was never about survival. It was about individuation, becoming whole, reclaiming the parts of you that were exiled to keep the peace. You see, the human psyche isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to wake you up. That ache in your soul. It's not something to medicate away. It's a doorway. Jung said, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. And awakening isn't always pretty. It means facing your jealousy, your fear, your rage, your sadness. The parts of you were taught to hide. But here's the secret. Those parts aren't your enemy. They're your power. You feel empty not because you lack, but because you've been full of things that aren't yours. Other people's expectations, other people's dreams, other people's definitions of success. No wonder it feels hollow. To feel whole again, you must become radically honest. Ask yourself, what am I pretending not to feel? Who am I trying to impress? Whose voice is shaping my choices? Because the truth is, the moment you stop performing, you'll start performing, you'll start living. You'll lose some people. You'll disappoint the world, but you'll finally come home to yourself. That's the price of authenticity, and it's worth everything. Jung didn't promise happiness. He offered meaning. He believed that true healing isn't about removing pain. It's about making sense of it. When you give your shadow a voice, it softens. It softens. When you acknowledge your wounds, they begin to heal. You do not need to be fixed. You need to be reclaimed. You are not broken. You are buried. You are not weak. You are buried. You are waking up. So here's the truth, the one Jung desperately wanted us to know. The emptiness you feel is not a curse, it's a compass. Follow it. It will lead you back to the self you abandoned long ago. And when you meet that self, fragile, fierce, beautiful, don't turn away. Welcome it home. Because wholeness doesn't come from perfection, it comes from acceptance. You'll never be free until you stop chasing who you're supposed to be and start loving who you truly are. That's Carl Jung's warning. And it's also his gift. Now the question is, will you answer the call? And to the call,